In today's video, I'm going to talk with you about why a brand strategy is so important and so helpful when building a branding package. Welcome back to another episode of Wine and Design. If you have not been here before, welcome. Every Wednesday, I post a wine and design video where I sip on some wine and talk about graphic design. And my purpose behind these videos are to share with you all the business struggles and the real side of owning a graphic design business, as well as different client experiences I go through. And I also want to share some of the techniques and different skills that you can learn as a graphic designer. So if you're interested in any of that, I really hope you stick around and grab your favorite beverage as we talk about graphic design tonight. Today's video is going to be all about brand strategies. If you have not heard about this before, I'm going to go over everything you need to know about a brand strategy and why I personally think it's really important to include in a branding package. So let's dive right into it. Before we dive in, what do we think of my new sign? I'm so proud of it. I found it from Home Goods. It's a nice little touch to the overall video layout. So let me know what you guys think. It says on air. I really hope you can read that on here, but yeah, anyway, I'm super excited about it. So I hope you guys grabbed your favorite beverage because I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but I do have the points I really want to hit in this video. And the very first one is just to go over what a brand strategy is. So a branding strategy is really just, for me and my branding packages, the mission statement, the values, and the reasons behind why someone would want to work with the brand or buy from the brand. So that's the overall strategy, and I like to complete this part of the project before we even dive into the design process because I want to make sure that I'm connecting with the brand on a deeper level and that I know exactly their mission behind what it is they're creating. It's not only going to help me, but it's going to help them too when they're a year into their business wondering, why did I even start this? So that's why I find a brand strategy super important, and I really like to explain it as if a branding strategy is really the reasons behind the brand besides making money. So I know that some people might start a brand to reap the financial benefits or get those financial benefits, but really starting a brand comes from passion for a lot of people. So I really want to make sure that we nail that in the beginning and we talk about that and we really connect on that level. So just to kind of give you guys some personal experience, I used to not provide brand strategies. I used to just dive into the branding, and that's totally okay. I think that everyone can provide a different type of branding package. For me, adding in this strategy was allowed me to not only increase my branding package price, but also, like I just mentioned, it helped me connect with my clients and build that relationship and that rapport so I can really understand the whole entire picture of their brand. So I did want to mention that this is not like something you have to do, but I will share with you why it really helps. So I have had a lot of people I've met that don't do this, and that's totally okay. So I don't want you to feel like you are missing out on something, but I do want you to realize that there is another avenue of branding that can really, really help you make even better designs. So that's the overall reason behind a branding strategy. Now I want to dive into what I provide in the branding strategy portion of the project. So for me, I really like to dive into the values behind the brand. I want to make sure that I am getting those really powerful words and those kind of statement pieces of the brand so that I can not only visualize the imagery on the website, but I can visualize the overall look of the logo. For some reason, I don't really know the psychology behind it, but once I see those values in front of me, it's so much easier for me to figure out where I want to take the branding. So I like to come up with about 4 to 5 different values that this brand is going to follow. So I have an example client on the top of my head. She is a self-care brand. So of course, one of her values is self-care. Another value is the divine feminine. She really wants to target females, and so we added that as a value statement. She also has in there empowerment because that's the goal. That's how she wants her clients to feel when they come to her brand. So when coming up with these values, those are the questions I ask. how do you want your clients to feel? How do you want your customers to feel? And how do you want to feel as the face behind the brand? And that really helps me create those brand values. After the values are created, that is when I like to dive into the mission statement. Mission statements are super important. I think they are like the bread and butter of a brand. They allow you to really just sit back and understand the brand in such a concise, simple way. And for non-designers and non-visual people, this is so important. So I'm laughing because I actually this is a side note, but long time ago, I worked at Chipotle. Yes, this was a long time ago. I was a really good burrito wrapper, but I worked at Chipotle, and I remember they had a secret shopper come in and ask me, sorry, my camera died, but what I was saying was I worked at Chipotle, and I remember there was a secret shopper that asked me the mission statement. And at the time I was like, this is so stupid. The mission is to make good burritos. And honestly, looking back, I do understand the importance of the mission statement. I don't really think you need to have every employee memorize it, but it really does kind of bring everyone back to center and realizing what the brand is going for. And just it allows that power statement of like, this is the mission of why we're doing what we're doing. So I did get an example mission statement to kind of share with you guys to show how powerful these statements can be. And this mission statement is from Tesla: to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. So this mission statement to me is just a really good example of using really simple, short sentence, but also explaining what the brand is about. So that's an example one. And personally, I like to actually make my mission statements 1 to 2 sentences long. It's okay if it's a little longer because I want the client to really feel and connect with that mission statement and remember the reasons behind why they're doing what they're doing. So I do have a little secret formula to creating this mission statement if you're not an amazing writer, to use the tool Jasper.ai. I've talked about this in my course before, but this tool allows you to type in a sentence and then it beefs it up and makes it even more powerful and adds in some words that are really just going to be like perfect. So I love this tool. It is not free, so you do have to pay for it, but it helps me kind of get those words out there that I'm trying to find. So I love this tool. I use it all the time for my clients' mission statements. One of the things to keep in mind when creating this mission statement is the reasons why you are doing what you're doing and the reasons why someone would want to buy from your brand. So those are the 2 things to really keep in mind when you're building this brand strategy. Besides creating the written version of the brand, I do like to include the mood board and the color palette into the strategy because as a visual person, it just helps me to kind of include the both and really get my point across to the client of this is the strategy I will be taking visually and written wise. So I like to do that. It really helps. And I do have a lot of videos on mood boards, which I'll link right up above here. But those really help kind of tie that whole strategy together for my clients. Those are some of my tips on brand strategies. I really hope that is helpful to you. I know this is really quick, simple, short, but my brand strategy portion is really quick and short, but I do prepare the client for that strategy portion through my questionnaire, through our discovery call, through all those processes before building the strategy so that it's easy for me to sit down and understand the brand on a deep level. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'd love it so much if you shared with me what you do for your brand strategy and how you prepare to actually build the brand visually. So really hope this was helpful. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I